across time zones.
On air
by José Adelino Barcelo de Carvalho, who was born on the 5th of September in 1942, better known as Bonga, who is an Angolan folk and samba singer and songwriter who was born in Kipri in Luanda, the capital of Angola. And if you're an Angolan football fan, you must be happy to hear that the Angola national football team is leading the match between the COSAFA Champions League Final 2025 edition, where Bafana are trailing by 2-0, and Angola is currently in the lead. We will be taking you to the live action a little later to catch up with that action. But as it stands, Angola 2, South Africa 0. Let's go to the dance floor one more time. When we come back, we will be bringing you sports news.
This is Channel Africa.
Africa has a voice, and that voice is Channel Africa.
It keeps you in motion, speaking, singing, questioning, rising. Wake up with Rise and Shine 6 till 9.
Peter and Asanda, as they bring you breaking news, sharp analysis, and the voices that shape the day.
At mid-morning, we get on the move with Palisa and Benjamin, digging into the African lifestyle, people, and the things that make Africa smile.
12 till 1, Africa Update with Lulu Kabu, getting in-depth, powerful stories, and the perspective you won't hear anywhere else.
The Upside, 1 till 4,
live and real, with Tepuho Likweleni and Nompumelelo Ngubeni.
Tame Ngubeni talks money, Africa in business, 4 till 5 p.m.
5 till 6, we put on a little bit more color.
Vue d'Afrique with Joel Muteba.
We go to East and Central Africa and find Darubinia Africa with I Am Shakif.
Madapiri gives us some life. Zochitika, 7 till 8 p.m. Maria Mokumalo comes in 8 till 9.
We get some useful knowledge. Kalodiscopia. 9 till 10, we take a look in Africa
and beyond. Africa World Hour with Sipiso Makwetla. And we close it up with some love. The Hotlines
with Shailen Dikumana, 10 till 12 p.m. on Channel Africa.
Across borders, across time zones.
On air, online.
This is Channel Africa.
Africa has a voice, and that voice is Channel Africa.
It keeps you in motion, speaking, singing, questioning, rising. Wake up with Rise and Shine 6 till 9.
Peter and Asanda, as they bring you breaking news, sharp analysis, and the voices that shape the day.
At mid-morning, we get on the move with Palisa and Benjamin, digging into the African lifestyle, people, and the things that make Africa smile.
12 till 1, Africa Update with Lulu Kabu, getting in-depth, powerful stories, and the perspective you won't hear anywhere else.
The Upside, 1 till 4,
live and real, with Tepuho Likweleni and Nompumelelo Ngubeni.
Tame Ngubeni talks money, Africa in business, 4 till 5 p.m.
5 till 6, we put on a little bit more color.
Vue d'Afrique with Joel Muteba.
We go to East and Central Africa and find Darubinia Africa with I Am Shakif.
Madapiri gives us some life. Zochitika, 7 till 8 p.m. Maria Mokumalo comes in 8 till 9.
We get some useful knowledge. Kalodiscopia. 9 till 10, we take a look in Africa
and beyond. Africa World Hour with Sipiso Makwetla. And we close it up with some love. The Hotlines
with Shailen Dikumana, 10 till 12 p.m. on Channel Africa.
Across borders, across time zones.
On air, online.
This is Channel Africa.
Africa has a voice, and that voice is Channel Africa.
It keeps you in motion, speaking, singing, questioning, rising. Wake up with Rise and Shine 6 till 9.
Peter and Asanda, as they bring you breaking news, sharp analysis, and the voices that shape the day.
At mid-morning, we get on the move with Palisa and Benjamin, digging into the African lifestyle, people, and the things that make Africa smile.
12 till 1, Africa Update with Lulu Kabu, getting in-depth, powerful stories, and the perspective you won't hear anywhere else.
The Upside, 1 till 4,
live and real, with Tepugo Likweleni and Nompumelelo Ngubeni.
Tame Ngubeni talks money, Africa in business, 4 till 5 p.m.
5 till 6, we put on a little bit more color.
Vue d'Afrique with Joël Moteba.
We go to East and Central Africa and find Darubinia Africa with I Am Shakif. Madapiri gives us some life. Zochitika, 7 till 8 p.m.
Maria Mokumalo comes in 8 till 9.
We get some useful knowledge. Kalodiscopia. 9 till 10, we take a look in Africa and beyond. Africa World Hour with Sipiso Makwetla.
And we close it up with some love. The Hotlines
with Shailen Dikumana, 10 till 12 p.m. on Channel Africa.
Across borders, across time zones.
On air, online.
This is Channel Africa.
Africa has a voice, and that voice is Channel Africa. It keeps you in motion, speaking, singing, questioning.
African time, African sound in music never disappoints. This one is by Ndingo Jowa, who was born in Ramokhwebane, a village in the northeast district of Botswana, close to the eastern border, which is defined by the Ramokhwebane River. On the other side of the border is a plum tree in Zimbabwe. This is African music, and this song is titled Nkabaile, which means they could have gone, but of course referring to a single individual. Thank you for choosing Africa at Play. It's time now for sports news. If you have just joined us, a very warm welcome to Africa at Play. Shai. Kicking off with football news. Al Ahly have confirmed that Imam Ashura suffered a broken collarbone against Inter Miami and will miss the remainder of the tournament. Imam Ashura, who started in the goalless draw against Inter Miami, was forced off in the 12th minute with an injury. The 26-year-old was visibly emotional as he left the pitch and was immediately taken to a Miami hospital where scans confirmed the fracture. His early exit made way for Ahmed Sayed Zizo to make his official debut for Al Ahly. Ashur had come close to giving Al Ahly the lead in the 8th minute, only to be denied by Inter Miami keeper Oscar Ustari. The star player's absence now leaves a gap in midfield ahead of Al Ahly's crucial and third group stage match against Palmeiras and Porto. Still with football news, AC Milan have reportedly placed Nigerian winger Samuel Chukwueze on the transfer list ahead of the next season, according to sources in Milan. Chukwueze, who joined the Rossoneri from Villarreal in the summer of 2023, has struggled to find consistency at the Sarri Serum. In 69 appearances across all competitions, the Nigerian international has managed just 8 goals and 6 assists. Despite flashes of his trademark flair, he has failed to fully adapt to life in the Serie A and is now set for a move away. Reports suggest interest from Spanish La Liga side Real Betis, who are monitoring Chukwueze's situation closely as they consider a potential swoop. AC Milan's decision comes as the club undergoes changes under newly appointed manager Massimiliano Allegri, who has begun shaping his squad ahead of the 2025-2026 season. A COSAFA Championship, which is a regional tournament match final between Angola and South Africa, is currently underway. Angola still leading the match by 2-0. Let's take you to the live action.
Ocon wants someone to come deeper. Swallow is the one to come deeper for South Africa. And before this COSAFA Cup, Swallow last played for South Africa in that Chan qualification tournament in which he was really influential. He needs to show that same kind of influence today. Radio Pane caught on his heels. Caught ball watching. True leader, Buatu Mananga is a player with a tremendous amount of national team and club experience. Moralo wins the free kick. The School of Excellence and the Supersport United Academy offered Moralo his opportunity. An opportunity he snatched at with both hands. And look at him now. On one of the biggest stages, the biggest regional stage on offer. Simayo. Gonyama. Every single outfield player for South Africa in the half of Angola. Shabalala with a loose pass. Salvador shows great composure. Here is the brace getter, Aurelio Depu. Salvador fouled on the edge of the box. The relationship, the telepathic understanding between Aurelio Depu and Antonio Salvador is there for all to see.
It is a match between Angola and South Africa taking place in the Free State province in South Africa. The regional tournament, COSAFA Cup final, Angola leading South Africa by 2-0, and that commentary was courtesy of SABC Sport. The match is underway on SABC 1. In basketball news, Libya's Al Ahly Tripoli defeated Angola's Petro di Luanda 88-67 to win the 2025 Basketball Africa League BAL Championship, which took place at the Sunbet Arena in Pretoria, South Africa, and reached fans in 214 countries and territories in 17 languages. Al Ahly Tripoli, which made its BAL debut this season, is the first team from Libya to win the BAL Championship. A record of 141,564 fans attended games over the course of the BAL's milestone fifth season. Following the game, BAL President Amadou Gallo Fall and FIBA Africa President Anibal Manave presented Al Ahly Tripoli with the BAL Championship trophy, and Al Ahly Tripoli forward Jinshak Boise with the Hakim Alojuane Trophy for winning the 2025 Basketball Africa League BAL Most Valuable Player Award. Let's hear from Jinshak Boise, who is the MVP, Most Valuable Player of the Basketball Africa League 2025 edition.
I don't really know. It was not something I was expecting, because I was just expecting to just come out here and show my work. So at the end of the day, I was just focused on doing whatever I've been working on the game. So God had me to get the MVP and the scoring leader. I just know it came from hard work, from a great team, great management. I think it was a work that started like way before we get on the court to show it. It's not something that just happened right now while you guys watching. It's something that's happening where nobody was watching.
For the first time in BAL history, the 2025 champions received championship rings following a tradition long associated with global basketball excellence. Al Ahly Tripoli went 9-1 during the Nile Conference group phase in Kigali, Rwanda, and the playoffs, defeating Cape Verde's Creole Star and Rwanda's APR in the quarterfinals and semifinals, respectively. To advance to the finals, Al Ahly Tripoli is the first team in the league history to win both its conference and the championship in the same season. Let's hear from Mohamed Sadi, captain of Al Ahly Tripoli.
This is not easy. We had like 15 games. We lost only one game since we play in our country. We had like tough games, and this is not easy. It's coming from the hard work, and because we have like great players, great coach, and we stay like together since like first day. We have like a one goal, and we did it. This is not easy, alhamdulillah for everything. Now we bring the trophy to our country, and we make history in our country. And we make all the family, they're happy now in Libya, and we show all Africa like basketball in Libya, and inshallah after this we're gonna go with our national team for Afro basket, inshallah.
In rugby news, Leinster finally broke their trophy drought with an impressive 32-7 win over the Bulls in the United Rugby Championship URC final yesterday. This was Leinster's first URC title since 2021, when the competition was known as the Pro 14. Just before the 70th minute, Leicester fly half Pendergast split the poles to stretch his side's lead to 25-7. It was a game, set and match when Leinster scrum half Fintan Kane put the final nail in the Bulls' coffin with his great individual try 6 minutes before full time. Leading by 32-7 in the last 10 minutes of the game, Leinster players knew they would be getting their hands on to the URC trophy. In tennis news, four-time Grand Slam champion Kgothatso Montjane has described her appointment to President Cyril Ramaphosa's Eminent Persons Group as a tremendous honor. She joins a distinguished roster of 30 influential South Africans handpicked by the president, including Banyana Banyana coach Dr. Desiree Ellis, Springboks captain and two-time world champion Siya Kolisi, award-winning actor John Carney, and Miss South Africa 2024 Mia Room. Montjane, who grew up in a family hard hit by unemployment, says this recognition carries deep personal significance.
Yeah, it is definitely huge. I mean, people might not think I'm an ordinary citizen, but I'm on the ground. I'm on the ground with the ordinary citizens. People who I talk to every day. Those are ordinary citizens. I understand their challenges even better. For someone who's being an athlete at the highest level, but still facing all those kind of challenges that are on the ground. I mean, people see me as a Grand Slam champion, but I don't even have the resources for that. So it's important for me to be part of this group because I understand some of the challenges really well that day-to-day people go through. I'm from a family whereby, unemployment has hit so hard.
The Limpopo-born athlete who partnered with Japan's Yui Kamiji to win the Women's French Open title last week told SABC Sport that she is the right person to be included in the group as she understands firsthand the challenges faced by ordinary South Africans.
So, yes. So I feel like it is a good choice because I clearly understand some of the challenges that South Africans go through day-to-day, living with disability on its own, So when the president is able to hear it from someone who's living it, it brings about change because I'm able to really put all those challenges that a person with disability goes through to a full understanding. I've been to a special school, so I know how a life of a person with disability is. So for me, I'm really honored, and I really hope I can make a great impact in bringing some of the challenges to the table that can be addressed to really bring about change in the country.
Montjane highlighted the challenge of not having a full-time coach, mainly due to limited financial support. She expressed hope that in the future she will be able to afford a dedicated coach who can travel with her to major international tournaments and help her achieve her dream of winning a maiden singles Grand Slam title.
That's a difficult one because honestly, at the moment, I don't really have a coach at the moment. I don't have a coach, like I was saying. That's what I need. I need a coach. I need a physio. I need a trainer. Everything is just, it's out of my own experience trying to prepare for these things. At the moment, I don't have a coach. But like I said, I have a great team behind me. They might not be involved in the tennis court, but they are trying to make sure that I get that gym membership, I get to pitch up in the gym and do the right things.
For the next 3 weeks, the Paralympian will shift her focus to gym training and stay off the grass courts as part of her build-up for Wimbledon, which takes place from the 30th of June to the 13th of July.
On the grass, I won't be practicing on grass, but back into the gym, there's a lot that requires to be improved before I go on grass, which is in the next coming 3 weeks. I need to make sure that at least, part of that program it has been done and the body is ready to go compete, because I'll go straight to Wimbledon. I won't be doing any pre-events because I've already done enough, competition in the past 2 months.
Finally, in golf news, America's Sam Pence will take a one-shot lead into today's final round of the U.S. Open. after a terrific finish to the third round at Oakmont. The 28-year-old world number 22 catered 3 birdies and 2 bogeys in his 1 under 69 as he maintained his overnight lead and moved to 4 under par. Playing partner JJ Spawn was level with Benz for much of the round, but bogeyed the final hole to end the day as he started it 1 shot back. Alongside Spawn at 3 under par, 2013 Masters champion Adam Scott made a decisive move on the back 9 to stake his claim for a second major title at 44 years. A match between Angola and South Africa is about to finish with 88 minutes of football having been played, and Angola is having a good day on the field, leading South Africa by 3-0. One-way traffic, if you like, and even if it rains with hot, soft porridge, I don't see Bafana scoring 3 goals within this limited short time. But hey, this is football. We take a short break. When we come back, we'll find out what's coming up on Mix Vibration. This is Africa at Play.
Africa at Play with Neto, Neto Chemane.
Hey there, this is Palisa Tau, part of the dynamic duo that gives you on the move right here on Channel Africa from 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. Central Africa time. Well, it's with your help for the past 2 years that we have been a multi-award winning show.
But yeah, we're keeping it on the move in 2025. And yes, I'm the other half of the duo, Benjamin Mushatama, and we're going to keep you going with the great conversations. Turn it up.
Okay. On the Move comes back in 2025 to give you more of the content that made us a Maldo and to deliver that bold, boundary-pushing content that you love. And of course, giving you a ride through the 3 hours of news, views, and entertainment.
Every weekday from 9 to midday Central African time, right here on Channel Africa. The African perspective.
Cool.
Let's go.
Channel Africa celebrates Africa's forefathers, grandfathers, and all fathers.
Happy Father's Day to all the amazing African fathers.
Connect with us on SABC Plus, DSTV Audio Bouquet, and Satellite Channel PAS10. Africa at Play with Neto Neto Chemane on Channel Africa. We are broadcasting to the world about Africa.
16:48 Central African Time. This is Africa at Play, live on DSTV Audio Bouquet Channel 802 or OpenView 628 if you are in South Africa. Alternatively, you can reach us from anywhere you are on channelafrica.co.za. Also available at your fingertips on SABC Plus. You can travel the world from South Africa. From Africa, you will come back to Africa, bowing to Channel Africa, because where do you get this magic of broadcasting to the world in 5 languages, in English, Portuguese, Chinyanja, Kiswahili, and in French? And talking about French, Madame Anika Longe is here to tell us more about what's coming up on Mix Vibration. Bonjour.
Bonjour Neto, bonjour à tous les auditeurs de Channel Africa. Alors, on se retrouve tout à l'heure dans à peu près 11 minutes, n'est-ce pas, pour notre émission des musiques et de détente. Mix Vibration, les habitués savent comment ça se passe. Nous dansons, nous chantons, nous bougeons. Bref, nous nous enjaillons au son des rythmes, des belles mélodies, des artistes du continent. Et aussi, nous avons des belles conversations avec nos différents invités. Et aujourd'hui, nous allons recevoir pour vous l'artiste Sheki Frey de la Guinée. Avec lui, nous allons parler de son parcours, comment il a commencé, ses différents projets, bref, tout sur sa carrière musicale. Alors, c'est tout à l'heure sur Mix Vibration. Surtout, ne vous déconnectez pas, restez connectés sur notre page Facebook, sur notre site web. En tout cas, ne vous éloignez pas de vos gadgets ou vos devices. C'est à tout à l'heure sur Mix Vibration. Merci beaucoup, Neto.
Merci beaucoup. There you have it from Madame Anika Longe, who will be bringing you Mix Vibration. Do stay tuned to Channel Africa, because you know how we roll. We are not in the business of disappointment, but we are there for you to make certain that you go and experience, you go through or experience or witness great programming from Channel Africa. We're wrapping up the proceedings on Africa at Play with our producer's corner with my producer, Andy Siwe Fakimalu Zobona Mali. Mali, a very good afternoon and a warm welcome to Africa at Play.
Good afternoon, Neto. Good afternoon to Africa at Play listeners across the continent and across the globe. Chilly Sunday here in Johannesburg, and a very interesting sports weekend when it comes to various sports across different sporting codes.
And talking about an incredible or interesting weekend, you must be a happy man to see that finally the Proteas have broken that curse of not doing well when it matters the most during the ICC International Cricket Council global tournaments. But we've seen them beating the Aussies by 5 wickets in yesterday's WTC World Test Championship final.
Well, Neto, it was a very emotional one, a hard-fought victory for South Africa. You will remember, if you are a vivid cricket fan or a supporter across the continent, that South Africa have been hoisting the flag for the whole continent for so many years. We've seen other countries, but they come nothing closer to how South Africa play, especially against world leaders when it comes to the game of cricket. So this one was a very emotional one for people who have been following the team led by Themba Bavuma, whose name in his native Xhosa means hope, So that hope did prevail for the nation, winning that major trophy, which is the World Test Championship. It was not easy to tell that South Africa is going to win, because Australia as well is one of those countries that have tasted this victory before, but it was not to be this time. South Africa winning there. We've seen a very impactful contribution from the bowlers, especially coming into the second innings, because in the first innings South African batters were struggling, but in the second innings they also came to the show, and I guess that's why we've won that match yesterday.
From cricket to rugby, the Bulls went as bully as they were supposed to be. They went down against Leicester, who have broken their trophy drought with an impressive 32-7 victory.
Well, it was so sad to see a team that has won the conference, the South African conference, a team that has played in the last 3 previous finals. They have been there, Neto. So you were hoping that in their 4th final, they would make a change. They would probably win. It would be a relief. But going into that game, Coach Jake White, who is a former Springbok coach, who has been at the Bulls before, is a very experienced coach. He has coached international in terms of club level. So he did mention it, that it was not going to push over match. And also the fact that the Bulls were playing quite a young squad, so he felt like that this was the match that was suitable for these young guys to learn how to play against world beaters, players that play for British and Irish Lions, which is top level of rugby. So it was not to be, and I guess they didn't start well. So if you look at how they started going 14-0, some beginning of the game, it was not to be for the Bulls. But a sad ending. They tried to fight, but it was not to be.
It's also interesting, Andy Mali, what happens in sport, especially in terms of different sporting codes. You've got an Angolan football team that has beaten South Africa's Bafana, the B-sides that were playing in the regional tournament by a one-way traffic scoreline, 3-0. So while the Angolan football fans celebrate, unfortunately, it's not the same when it comes to the sport of basketball, where we've seen reigning champions Petro di Luanda going down against Libya's Al Ahly Tripoli, and Al Ahly Tripoli were looking for their first title ever. They've won the conference, and they've also won the Basketball Africa League for the first time, and that is history on its own, because there's never been a team that wins the conference and goes all the way to win the actual Basketball Africa League. And we say big ups to the Libyan outfit, but of course Petro di Luanda from Angola, they just have to settle for the silver medal. That's the reality of sport, tears of joy and sorrow.
Well, bitter and sweet, Neto. Well, when it comes to football, I think they deserve this one, and hopefully that they will go all the way, and win the COSAFA Cup, which is a crucial one, preparing for tournaments like Chen. But also when you turn it around now, where they lost when it comes to basketball, also sports is a win and lose, Neto. I mean, we are motivating young tennis players here, telling them about what it means to be a champion. So I guess they will have to swallow the bitter pill when it comes to basketball. But a great showing as well with that conference finals. Al Ahly also deserved to win. I mean, mean, everyone who's in the continent knows what's happening in that country, you know. So they need that motivation, and it will also encourage other sporting codes in Libya to say that as much as things are not looking good in terms of the politics of the country and what is happening inside, but those who are talented, they must go out there and challenge other nations and probably win. So it was a great win, a great showing, a record number of attendees in the Basketball Africa League. Unfortunately, they couldn't provide us with the president as much as we've been following the championship, but we've heard from the most valuable player from Al Ali. We've also heard in the sports news from the captain of the team. It would have been nice to hear from the Basketball Africa League a hierarchy now, you know, and give us facts and the overall tournament. But to what we have gathered, you know, the games during the week, it has been marvelous, and hoping that the sport will grow and grow and grow and make Africa great, and also import some players, you know, to play in the world stage in the National Basketball Africa League.
That's how we wrap up the Producer's Corner with my producer, Andisiwe Fagimalu Zabona Mali. Mali, thank you so much for your contribution to Africa at Play.
Thank you, Neto.
16:57 Central African Time. Africa and the world. Be nice, be kind to a fellow human being, because we rise by lifting others. My name is Neto, Neto Chemane. Hosiati konyangazi mumkhatshwa phandle kunjani moya. Thank you to Madam Catherine Chuchu TV Maleka, our technical operator, for being on board and making certain this becomes an attractive production. My producer, Andisiwe Fagimalu Zabona Mali, and to the audio-visual streaming team, thank you so much for your contribution, including our social media guru, Dumi Selema. Africa at Play, as Deleli Siashaya. Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah.